because running behind. Oh yeah, it's Miss Holly's fault. I just got to blame it on somebody. I'm blaming it on Bush. 7x plus 5 and 2x minus 7. 7x plus 5, and I don't forget the second one. F of x is equal to 7x plus 5, and g of x is equal to what? 2x minus 7. So go back to pre-algebra. I'm going to add them. I'm just going to do pre-algebra. I'm not going to do anything else. There's nothing else to do. 7x plus 5 times or plus 2x minus 7. And there's a 1 here. And there's a 1 here. And distribute the ones and you get 7x plus 5 plus 2x minus 7. And what's 7x plus 2x? 9x. And what's 5 minus 7?
I got that part, but I didn't understand how are you finding the domain on all those?
Domain's going to be all real numbers.
No,
I don't even have to look at it.
Like, did you scroll down there and see if all of those actually all of them?
It will be.
On every one, even
Except for the fraction and if there's a radical. Remember, I told y'all, domain is only affected when there is a fraction and a what? A radical. Or the teacher or the instructions set the domain. These two, what's the domain of these two? All real numbers. If the domain of your functions are all real numbers, then the domain of anything having to do with those two are going to be all real numbers, except in the case of a radical or a fraction.
Well, then can you do the
I'm going to go through all of them.
You want to do all of them?
Well, you don't have a radical.
No, but on more when you go down, there's
Okay.
radical and
We will.
there's a fraction.
Subtract. 7x plus 5 minus 2x minus 7. There's positive 1 here and negative 1 there. Distribute the positive 1, you get 7x plus 5. Distribute the negative 1 minus 2x plus 7. What's 7x minus 2x? 5 plus 7? And that's your answer there. All real numbers. Domain, all real numbers. Range, all real numbers. Domain, all real numbers. Range, all real numbers. Wait to make back from you geology. Alright, so hold on. No, it's easier for me to do it this way. I'm learning how to. Well, I was learning how to do it. Actually, you do it one time, and then it puts it over here, and then you just have to hit that button, and it makes it a whole lot easier. I know, I'm getting to be good at this. There. And what's the next? Division or multiplication? Division, multiplication. Multiply 7x plus 5 times 2x minus 7. What method we going to use? FOI, what? FOIL. 14x squared minus, dang, oh, wait a minute, that'd be 49 and 10, that'd be negative 39, somebody help me out. Negative 39x, and then minus 35. Yep. And that is your answer there. all real numbers, because there's nothing that affects the domain and range. Division is 7x plus 5 over 2x minus 7. The domain, set the denominator equal to what? 0. You get 2x is equal to 7. X cannot equal what? 7 halves. So your domain for this function is all real numbers, comma, x cannot equal 7 halves. That's your domain. Your range is affected also. But your range is going to be at 0. I mean, it's going to go from, it's going to, well, yeah. It's going to have an open circle. Whatever this function looks like, it's going to have an open circle at 7 halves, which is what, 3 1/2? 1, 2, 3. So whatever the function is, it's going to have an open circle at 7 halves. Because you cannot use 7 halves, because if you use 7 halves, you do not get an answer for y. So that's why it's effective there. Okay? So next would be fog and golf.
No, do the radical one.
Well, we got to do the composition. We got to do it for the whole class.
I didn't understand that either.
Fog.
So I did some of them, but I was looking at my notes. I didn't understand my notes. And then when I did the,
Fog is F composed of G.
so you put G in for X or
You read, first thing you do is you write F in terms of big what? Parentheses. So 7 parentheses plus 5, and you put what in the parentheses? G. And then you solve. 14x minus 49 plus 5. 14x minus what? 44? And yes, you can factor out something there, but that's not what we're worried about. I'm worried about if you can do fog. Now do golf. So I'm going to rewrite G in terms of big what? Parentheses. And what am I going to plug in? 7x plus 5. And you get 14x plus 10 plus 7. 14x plus 17. Whatever. Yeah, thank you. Minus B3. Y'all help me out. And that's how you do those. Righty. Next one. That was 23. This one's number 7. 2.6, number 7 online. All right. It says f of x is equal to negative square root of x plus 4 plus 1, or negative 1 minus square root, whatever. And g of x is equal to x cubed minus 4. If possible, evaluate f plus g of 5. Select the correct choice, blah, 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 blah. So first of all, write it down and then I'll clear the screen. 1 minus square root of x plus 4, that's f of x, and then g of x is equal to x cubed minus 4. Because I can't copy and paste when it's transparent. F of x is equal to 1 minus the square root of what? Is it square root or cube root? Okay, so that's correct.
Yep.
And g of x is equal to what?
X cubed minus 4.
And they said they want f plus g of 5. So that means we've got to do f plus g, and then after we do f plus g, you plug in what? 5. So 1 minus square root of x plus 4 plus x cubed minus 4. So you, there's 1 here, and there's 1 here. Now a lot of you probably say, well, why do you put those 1s in front of there? Well, if there was a 2 in front of there, you wouldn't just do away with it, would you? Okay, you got to get in the habit of distribution, because one day there might be a negative in there, or there might be a negative 1/2 in there. Got to get used to it. So 1 minus the square root of x plus 4 plus x cubed minus 4. Now, there's only, this is called the distributive law. And 90% of the time, what do you do after you distribute? Combine like terms. And there's only 2 like terms here. This guy and this guy. So what is 1 minus 4? So your final answer is -3 minus the square root of x plus 4 plus x cubed. Now I'm going to circle that, or put a rectangle around it, because that is our expression that we come up with. Now we got to plug in 5. And f plus g is equal to that. F plus g of 5 is equal to -3 minus the square root of parentheses plus 4 plus parentheses cubed. And what are we going to plug in? 5. And we get -3 minus the square root of 5 plus 4, which is 9, square root of 9, we'll do that in a minute, plus 120 what? -3 minus 3 is what? -6 plus 125. And what's -6 plus 125? Hang on, 119? And that should be your answer.
I kept hitting -12.
That's why you're going to fail.
I did 125 minus 4. And then I did the 1 minus 3.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, nothing. You weren't paying attention to this.
So wouldn't that be his answer, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's your answer.
I just plugged in the 5.
You can do that and then add them together. You can do that.
I just plugged in the 5,
Mhm.
just got at the thing.
That's another way of doing it. Another way of doing it is plugging 5 into both of them and then add them together. But algebra teachers like for students to add the terms. That way you're used to doing that. That's why we tell you not to, that's why we don't say, okay, you can do it this way. No, we don't. We tell you to add the terms together because you need to get used to doing that. That's why. No big deal. Next. Oh, man, I can't think this morning. It's all Bush's fault. 59/22. 2.5, 59/22, so it's number 22. Oh, let's see. An express mail company charges $22 for a package weighing up to 2 pounds. Okay, so that'd be your dependent variable is 2 pounds, so that'd be 2 and 22, 2 comma 22. For each additional pound or fraction of a pound, there is an additional charge of $4. Okay. Let dx represent the cost to send a package weighing X pounds. Graph y is equal to dx for X in the interval 0 to 6. 0 to 6, 0 to 6, 0 to 6, 0 to 6. Okay, for each additional pound, go ahead and finish writing it down. And go ahead and see if you can graph it. Take a minute and see if you, or get your graph ready.
So that's what that means when it says
What?
for X in the interval, it just means 0 to 6.
Interval, yeah.
You have a work email.
This one's confusing, so I don't know if they're doing a lot of business, or not doing business, just saying, there's additional weight.
Well, you know that the first two, let's see, the first 2 pounds. Now, when you do a question like this, you need to just think. And the reason I say that is because you need to read it. Because this one right here, forget about the math. Read that right there. All right. Now, first of all, which one is X?
The amount of money.
Yeah, $2 or 2 pounds. 2 pounds. Pounds is your, because money to pay for postage does not exist if you don't what? You don't mail anything. Are you going to pay for postage for a letter that you're not mailing? Think about it. What comes first, the pounds or the money? You got to have pounds to have money. So which one's dependent? The money is dependent on the what? Pounds. So the pounds is your X. Now, ask yourself this question. What does the graph look like up to 2 pounds? Why?
Because the price is the same up to 2 pounds.
Exactly. So what does that tell you about answer A?
It's wrong.
It's wrong. Answer A is wrong because it doesn't have a flat line from 0 to 2. These do. So the first thing you think about is up to 2 pounds, we pay how much? $22. So at 0, well, 0 you don't pay nothing, so that'd be an open circle. And then at 0.25 pounds, you pay $2. At 0.5 pounds, you pay $2. At 0.67 pounds, you pay $2. At
Priority 1
0.75, you
message
pay
is unsecure
$2.
channel.
All the way up to what?
No, isn't it $4 a pound? So it's 0.25.
I mean, 22, sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, I had 2 on my mind. Okay, up to what? 2 pounds, you're gonna pay $22. So that's why you have a flat line up to what? Up to 2. Okay, now you just gotta find where $22 is. All right, so I don't know.
I know by
5,
five.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So by 5s. So I think this one is what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That one's wrong. Why?
We're gonna start off.
Because it's starting off at 40 or 50 or something. So that one's wrong. So now you got it down to these 2. All right, so let's think about what happens at 3 pounds or 2.01 pounds or whatever the case may be. So we're done with this. For each additional what? For each additional pound or fraction of a pound, there is an additional charge of $4. So let's just graph 3 pounds. 3.01 all the way to 3.99 pounds. What is your Y going to be? Well, 22 plus what? Is 20 what? So 26 all the way down 26. And then for 4 pounds, 4.01 to 4.99, what's it going to be? 26 plus 4 is 30.
Now, when they say additional cost, like a fraction of a pound, would it be like 301 to 26 and 302 is going to be 30? Is it going to be like that?
They're telling you for each additional pound or anything, in other words, the fraction could be 0.25 pounds, 0.26 pounds, 0.67 pounds. That's what they're saying there. They're covering their rear end when they say a fraction, because somebody could say, well, 0.25 is not the nearest pound. You don't need to charge me $4. That's why. So what does this look like? Well, 2 at 22. And I'm not really concerned about the circles right now because that's the least of your worries. You're trying to find which graph it is. All right. The next one is 3. So 3, this is 0, this is 2, and at 3, it's going to jump up to here, and at 4, it's going to jump up to there. So now we just got to think about the circles. All right. Now you're buying up to $4.99, right? Or buying up to $3.99. But do you actually, on the bottom end, do you actually get the 4 pounds here? No. So that way you'll have an open circle. No, wait a minute. I'm thinking it wrong. It does get up to. See, I'm thinking, okay, the open circle here means that you're not mailing anything, so you don't buy anything. I mean, so you don't buy any postage. Then it goes up to $4. I'm thinking $3.99. Yeah, $4. I think it would be this one. It all depends on, it doesn't, actually give you if it doesn't actually say up here if you're going up to, there we go, up to 2 pounds. That means it does not include what? It does not include 2 pounds, so this one would be it. This right here tells you up to 2 pounds. That tells you that you do not reach the 2 pounds. You do not reach the 3 pounds before you go to the next. So that's why there's an open circle here and then here. Or vice versa.
That's your answer.
Is it B or C?
I don't think it's B.
Okay, well then it's C then. Because of the open circle, it's because of that up to.
So as soon as it hits 2 pounds, that means they start.
Yeah, that's why.
But you would think it would be.
So I would think, but judging by the answer there, that it would include 2.
I know, but that's why I went to this one. So that's why I tell y'all not to worry about these, because these can be confusing.
So I was thinking B because it's steadily going up, where C is just like.
No, I would think B because this says up to 2 pounds. It doesn't say up to and including 2 pounds, does it? To me, this is up to and including 2 pounds. It just says up to 2 pounds. Does that mean that you're including 2 pounds?
Well, here's the thing. At 2 pounds, you're going to pay $22. At
Yeah.
2.01 pounds, you're going to pay $26.
The next. So that's probably their thinking. You ain't gonna have to worry about this, that's for sure. Go with this one. All right, next one. I was hoping we'd get into different quotients.
Oh, I need to.
Okay.
That's the last 3
Did you send me
problems
one?
on 2.6.
Did you send me one?
Yeah, I sent you 21.
21 problems?
Oh,
I'm
I
just
know.
kidding. All right. $2.5, 48, 19. Okay, I did it again.
I don't understand at all.
You had to send these, didn't you?
I just had to.
All right. Graph the greatest integer step function defined by the expression. F of x is equal to x minus 2.
Why is it double bracket?
Because they call it a step function. That's why.
Do double bracket or?
In other words, whatever you plug in, and that's why you have to study the step functions in the book. Go to that page in the book if you got your book.
I didn't buy the book. I'm on a budget.
Well, use the view as an example and it'll show you why you have to do the step function.
I did that and it didn't make sense at all.
It didn't?
No.
Well, that's why. All right, just start at 0. What they're saying is that this function is good from 0, let's say these are 1s, that when you have a 1, what do you have when you plug in 0? 0 minus 2, and there is the step function there. Then 1. What's 1 minus 2? If you go right here for 1 minus 2, what's 1 minus 2? Negative 1. There's your step function. And then 3, I meant 2. What's 2 minus 2? 0. And then there's that function. All right, let's go to 3. What would 3 minus 2 be? And then there's that function. And then 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So 2 would be that function.
That's why I put B, because when I was sitting there, I was looking at when you're graphing, you're going to start from left to right, on top. So I started from left and I went over that way.
What does negative 2 mean on the horizontal shift? It means to the right. So you're going to be going to the right here. That's your answer. You You're not going to be starting here and going this way. Because most of the time the step function starts at x is equal to 0. Most of the time, unless otherwise specified. And the step functions are always going to include the first number and then have an open circle on the right side. Unless otherwise, specified by the, hold on a minute, I'm sorry. I hate when this ear does this. Shut up. Sometimes when I push my thing in, I hit the call button and it tries to call somebody. Sorry. I'll just take it off. (2.545/18). Use a graphing calculator in dot mode to graph y is equal to x minus 3.5. So take your handy dandy calculators out.
Are we gonna have one like this on the other?
I don't know, class, are we?
No,
Why? How do you know that?
because you're not that easy.
No, because I told y'all. So graph that function. And on your calculator, I don't even know where the stepwise function is on this thing. Or I don't know if it'll take the brackets or not. Will it? It will? Let's see if it will. Y is equal to second function. Oops. X, what is it? X minus what?
3.5.
3.5.
Minus 3.5. Probably have a fit. Yeah, I didn't think it would. Probably going to have to go to math and see if it'll. No, I'll have to look it up. I can look it up right quick for you. Interval, maybe. I don't think that'll work either.
You can just like give the answers in that way.
No, I want to show you how to do it. We can go to, we can Google it. It's easier to Google than it is to try to ask. Let's see. TI 83 Google, graphing step function. There it is. Graphing a step function. Numbers. I was right. It was interval. I'm so smart. No, I'm just stupid. Y is equal to interval right there, number 5 under number. And then plug it in. So I should have went ahead and done an interval. Math. Well, you got to, let's see, clear math, interval. And x, close parenthesis, minus what? And that's 1 point. But if you want to graph it, go to quit graph, go to, and type in interval here. Math, number, interval, take that out. Take that out, and take that out, insert that. See if that'll work. Yeah, that's beautiful. And it's probably broken up. You need to do it in dot mode. So y is equal to, and then go here and hit enter, enter, enter. Keep hitting it until you get the dang old dots. There you go. Hit graph. There you go. And then you feel good about yourself. It's just really, a lot of teachers don't do the stepwise functions because you don't see them again. You hardly ever see them. And that's what it looks like around the origin. So now you know how to do it on your calculator, so you know how to match them up. Okay? So I helped you at least do that much. I know, I suck. Let's find some quotients. I don't see your, oh, is this one? Let's see. Mr. Frialdi, did you send any? Let's see what this one is. That's another stepwise. 2.6, 83, 21.
I think I sent you a couple. We've done a radical question.
We already done this one? Okay, let's do that one. Oh, that one you're going to work a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
I'd quit. Just throw your pencil down.
I just want to know how to do it.
No. I don't want to show you. Well, I'm going to put it on a whiteboard because we're going to need the room. 3x cubed f of x is equal to 3x cubed, and we want to find the difference quotient. F of x plus h minus f of x over h. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw my brackets. Minus brackets over h. And of course here, you just put 3x cubed. And here is 3 parentheses cubed. And what goes in here? X plus h. X plus h cubed. X plus h cubed is x plus h quantity squared times x plus h. So you need to do your shortcut, and then you have to distribute x plus h. Or you can't do it. So that will be 3 times x plus h, quantity squared, times x plus h, minus 3x cubed over h. Now you need to do this, and then distribute this. Times x squared plus 2xh plus h squared times x plus h minus 3x cubed all over h. Now we got to distribute this x and then distribute this h. So we're going to get 3 x squared times x is what? X cubed plus 2xh times x. 2x squared h, Hubert. Thank you, class. And then xh squared plus hx squared, or x squared h, plus 2x h squared plus h cubed. And then minus 3x cubed, all over what? H. Now I'm going to copy this, and we're going to take it to the next page. Okay. I'll let you finish writing. Take it to the next step means that you need to distribute that negative or that positive 3. And of course you see that these guys are going to cancel. Which that leaves you with all what terms? H terms.
Is that an X to the first power right there?
Where?
Where the little thing is? Look, once you figure. No, over to the right. Right there.
X squared H. All right, so next page. Really? Three x cubed plus 6x squared h plus 3x squared h plus 3x squared h plus 6x h squared plus 3h cubed minus 3x cubed over h. Now, yes, you could combine like terms and then distribute. I don't care. You still get the same answer. What happens to the 3x cubes? Is that supposed to happen? Yes, because you're supposed to be left with all h terms because you're going to take h out in the end when you get to that point. So go ahead and factor out h, get that done. H, and that's going to give you 6x squared plus 3x squared. Just making sure that I did that right. Plus 3x squared. All three of those terms are the same?
I think the one of them where h is supposed to be an xh squared.
Yeah, oh, I got that one right there. It needs to be
I think they did separate.
this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go
Let me go back. Y'all just hold on a minute. Just you don't do anything yet. X cubed plus 2x squared h plus h squared x, right? H squared x. H squared x. Let me check the other. H x squared. That's fine. H squared 2x. That's fine. And h cubed. Okay, so I need to change that. H squared x. Thank you. H squared x. H squared x there. And right here.
So the
Right here. squared x, and 3 h squared x, and 3 h squared x. And take out an x, h, that would be h. Thank you. And you see that I called it because usually you don't have that many terms that are the same. Plus 6 8xh plus 3h squared, y'all check me, over h, and that should be your answer, and then combine like terms anywhere you can. If you look back, let me show you a trick learned in the war. Your answer here, when you get finished doing everything with the limit, you're going to get 9x squared. That's what you're going to get. So that's where I was headed. Where is it? There we go. Let's finish it. What's 6x squared plus 3x squared? Okay. Hold on a minute. Let's do this. Can you work with me, please? Oh well. Forget it. Anyway, I'll erase this right here. Alright. So we get 6x squared plus 3x squared, so that's 9x squared plus 9xh plus 3h squared. Well, Hubert, I thought you said the answer was 9x. Well, what happens when h goes to 0? What happens to the h terms? Then your answer is 9x. Now that's the calculus answer. This is your answer for homework.
But wouldn't, even if h was 0, wouldn't it still be like 9x plus 9x squared?
What do you mean?
Like,
You don't know anything about h is equal to 0 right now.
No, I'm just saying.
0 cancels this out, 0 cancels this out. 0 cancels anything out that it touches. Just think of 0 like a virus. It's going to make you sick. No matter if it touches you or it's going to get you. 0 cancels out. That's a good question. That's a good test question.
Well, even when I did it with you, I still didn't get it.
What do you not get?
It's like I get the concept of it. It's the final answer. It's like when I combine terms, I mess up. So I just have to.
That's just like if anybody in here plays a musical instrument, when you hit the wrong note.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. So that means, what do you do if you play a musical instrument and you hit the wrong note? You quit? Or you what? Practice, Hubert. That's right, class. Thank you. So that means you need to do some more problems. If not, just do this problem over and over and you'll get it. All right, next one. And I'll let y'all look at the test. What time is it?
10:40.
What time's class over? All right, let's look at the test right quick. Mr. Frialdi, what was your question?
I think the two I sent were,
Have we went over them, like them, or?
yeah, like them.
Okay, let me look at them right quick, and then we'll see if it's different. Let me get rid of this. And let me
So
get
it was
rid
like
of-
the effects questions with I think one had a cube and
Okay, I'll look at it. Okay, that's a test question, just like Mrs. Uggs was. So, I'll take the next 10:44. I'll take the next 6 minutes. Let's see, it'll be 10:60. Yeah, we'll do 6 minutes. We'll do this one.
Those are the ones that kill me. Because you
Yep.
miss one, and then you have to do the whole thing over again.
Well, it's not. It actually is easier than you think because the 6 cancels a lot out and the cube cancels a lot out. So,
Both eggs.
what'd you say?
Both eggs.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the answer yet. So I'm going to rewrite f of x in terms of big what? Big parentheses. And that's going to be 6, big set of parentheses, plus 5. And then what goes here? 1/6 x cubed minus what? 5/6. Now, the secret here is to distribute this. And you're going to see what happens. You're going to see that a lot of the 6's cancel. Because that x cubed is only on the what? It's only on the x. And that's the secret. So what you might want to do is take the red marker and do that, because that 1/6 is not cubed. And that's what people think. And they do 1/216, and then they try to cancel the 6 with the 216 or whatever, 256. I can't remember what 6 cubed is. But anyway, I think it's 216 or 256 or something like that. I don't know. So that comes out to be the cube root of what? X cubed minus 5 plus 5. And then what's the cube root of x cubed?
What about the plus 5 that's at the end?
All right, now y'all do golf.
Now, how come, but he put in X instead of wrong? Or that's
No.
the correct answer?
Both of them are x. That's what you're fixing to find out. Now you got to do golf. I guess. I don't know. So 1/6, big set of parentheses, cubed, minus 5/6. And what goes here? The cube root of 6x plus 5. Well, this one's easier than the first one, because what happens to this cube root and this radical? They cancel. And you're left with 1/6 times 6x plus 5 minus 5/6. Now what? And you're going to get x. Because what happens to the 5/6 and 5/6? They cancel, and you're left with 1/6 times 6x, which is x. Those are both equal to x. That's a good problem. All right. Let me check his last problem. Number 10. Okay, we did one like this. I think we did, didn't we? Oh, f plus g, f minus g. Yeah, we did. Miss Holly's question did one like this, I think. You can't do anything with f times g because you can't distribute across a what? of a radical, so you just put them beside each other. You can't do anything here either. You can't do anything but put them beside each other and put a what? A plus, a minus, and then that's all you can do. You can't do anything to it.
So it would just be square root of 3x squared.
Plus 7x minus 5, minus 7x minus 5, and then just put them beside each other in parentheses. That's all you can do. You can't do anything across a... The only thing you can do here is take the square root of 3, take the square root of x, and take the square root of 1, which you can't do that either. Because that's the only thing you can do with a square root. All right. So let's go to the test and let you look at it right quick. Go to quizzes and tests. That's where the test is. No, I try to hide it. I forgot. I shouldn't tell you that. Your test is called copy. That's the one you can take. I'm going to rename it this afternoon. I'm going to take this other one out and rename it. It's going to be called Unit 1 Test. But the one you need to take until I do that is the one that says copy. It'll be the only one that you can click on. And I'm ready to take the test. And I'm just going to show you a couple of things. This is your homework questions. Not a big deal in my opinion. F plus g of x. Well, you take f of x at 0. F of x at 0 is what? 1. And g of x at 0 is what? 2. What's 1 plus 2? 3. And that's the way you do it. And you can do it two different ways. But that's self-explanatory. Determine the domain. Domain is always going to be what? All real numbers, unless it's a radical, a fraction, or unless the instructions prohibit going past a certain number. So this one's going to be all real numbers. Negative infinity to what? Positive infinity. Range is from 9 to what? Infinity. So make sure you can do one like that. There's one. We did that one. We did one like that yesterday or the other day. That's a quadratic. There's another difference quotient. So you got two different quotients so far. Which one is the sketch? Let's see. Given the graph of f of x shown, this is f of x. What does f of x plus 6 look like? Is that a horizontal? Is that a horizontal shift or a vertical shift?
Well, 6 is inside the parentheses, so it wouldn't be
Horizontal. So that'd be 6 to the what? Left. So it'd be A. Difference quotient with that function. That's an easy one. That's one of the first ones we did. Not the first one that blew your mind, but when we came back the next time, I did one. I think it was 4x plus something. It's in your notes. Will Hubert's final exam be online? Yeah, everybody answers, duh, I don't know. It's not supposed to do this. It's supposed to mix them up. Oh, you're not. I'm not taking the test. That's why. It should mix these up. It shouldn't put them all together.
It usually does. It gives me a nice break.
Oh, it does? Well, it's not supposed to. If you take several forms of a test in Hubert's class, how is it counted? He takes the highest grade and drops the lowest. Okay. What is this? What kind of parabola is this?
ones that go in the middle.
Okay. And what is the horizontal shift? 5 to the left. So which one is it? D. Does Hubert replace the lowest test grade with your final exam? No way, no how. When is the week of finals?
If we quit, I have to go to the bathroom and use my class.
No. All right, the graph of right. What is that, the graph of? Nope. Nope. Square root of x. All right, and what is it doing? It's got a horizontal shift of what? 2 to the right, which is means what? Negative 2. So that'd be square root of x minus 2. And they're going to ask you other things about it, like it's increasing from what? 2 to infinity. And it's range, your domain is 2 to infinity. Your range is from 0 to infinity.
So if it was outside of the radical, it's up or down, right? Or if
Yeah.
it's outside of
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Remember, it's got to be attached. When does the homework terminate? Not today, not this homework, but I told you, homework usually terminates what? Yeah, the only possible answer.
I cannot read.
Well,
I want to pick that one.
this is the second most missed. Second most missed.
Oh, I missed that one.
Why do people miss this one? They think it's 30, 30, 30. Why wouldn't it be 30, 30, 30?
Well, equals 90.
It don't equal 100.
Like that.
All right, composition. That's just a composition drill. There's vertical and what? Horizontal shift. Positive 3 to the right and negative 2 down. Interval notation. Where is all of Hubert's homework and tests done? In the bathroom. There's your piecewise function. That's the one I told you I would give you, one that makes sense. When is the last day of class for this semester? Using write the interval -5, 8 using set builder notation. That's
Okay.
not hard.
We need to go over set builder notation.
Yeah, we did.
I said we need to.
We can. Test is already active. I've already went over it. Why does Hubert not entertain extra credit, extra points, dropping any grades during the final weeks of the semester? Yeah, I mean, because what? And live in a ditch. Yeah. He awards me extra points for these type questions on tests, and he drops the lowest 2 grades on each unit. I'm just reminding y'all of some things. The number 1 most missed question is right there.
Mickey Mouse, y'all.
You need to change that. That's not your number anymore.
Yes, I got to tell y'all, I got to give y'all my new number.
So either way, I get it wrong. Right?
Write it on the board, Miss Holly, please. Do you have it? Because I don't know it by heart. Y'all got to change my number. Change it. But use this one, okay? Use this one for the
This
test.
is a new number, but don't use it on.
I mean, I got to change that. Okay. All right. 24. Another quotient. That's how many? 4? 3 or 4 quotient. 5. What branch? Good job. Put Boy Scouts, don't put Army. All right. This is a homework question, and I've went over it several times with y'all. Positive 4, that means it's going to be to the left 4, and it is a negative, so that means it's going to be the opposite direction, so it's going to be A or B. I'm sorry, might be, no, it's not D. It's going to be A or B, it looks like. I think it's A. Another composition. Is this a function? That's a gimme question. And another piecewise. So I think that's pretty decent. It could be worse, couldn't it? All right, let me get out of here and get anybody want to stay for questions? You're welcome to. Let me call the roll. I'm not going to call the roll. I'm just going to say everybody's here today because I don't feel like doing it.
Really? I
I don't do that very much, but I did have this pulled up, but it didn't log me out. Now, if anybody wants to go over anything, I'll be here. So, y'all have a good day. I gotta go get me something to drink, though. No sneezing, please. You gonna stay?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I have to go home for.
I thought you said you had to go over something.